Why hello and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Alana and I've been a yoga teacher for about a year and a half. And I just recently got a job teaching yoga here at a hostel on this beach. And it was surprisingly easy, so I wanted to sit down and make a video walking you guys through how I got this job and how you could get a job like this as well. So originally I was even scared to apply for my yoga teacher training. And the main motivator behind me actually signing up was because I saw listings on this website Workaways that were asking for yoga teachers. And I just remember thinking, how cool would it be if you could just go be a yoga teacher around the world? And so I went through with my yoga teacher training, but then the pandemic happened, so I had to wait a little bit before I chose where to go. But then I went on Workaways and found a listing that said, work on a beach, on an island, in the Caribbean as a yoga teacher, and get paid. Sign me up. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Sure, workaways.info is one of the ways that you can find a job. However, you can also just directly message like surf schools or hostels or even yoga retreat centers. Sometimes they'll need like additional help and then maybe you can get some experience on the side. I might try that in the future. I might do an update on that, but for now I used workaways.info. I also know of yogatrade.com that has a lot of yoga jobs. However, I have not signed up for that website yet. Might do that in the future. Stay tuned. The reason that I signed up for workaway.info instead of YogaTrade is because Workaway also has other types of jobs. So if you're not a yoga teacher, you could probably still find a volunteer position on Workaway. And the way that most of the Workaways work is that you get a free place to sleep in exchange for doing a little bit of work. So I really lucked out. I got a private room at this place, but that doesn't always happen. Sometimes you're in a dorm, but it's only like 20-25 hours a week of work and you still have time to do your own stuff on the side. And I think it's really worth it to do a Workaway at least once in your life. Like, I know this one is probably like extra spectacular and I'm curious to see what other Workaways are like. And if you're curious too, be sure to subscribe down below because I'll make videos about those too. But yeah, this is just my experience so far. And in terms of interview process, it would probably vary drastically depending on where you're applying. So where I am at currently was very relaxed. I just sent them my letter of interest and just sent them a link to my YouTube channel and said, I have this experience here. I'd love it if you checked out my style of teaching and made sure that it was a good fit. And that's one of my tips that I tell like most new teachers that I meet is if you are scared to go apply to jobs, start by just filming yourself teaching and get confident in that sense. And then you have those pre-filmed classes to show as your portfolio or your resume because yoga is very different from any other job. I mean, you can write out how many studios you've been at, but that doesn't say anything about your style of teaching. So I would highly recommend building a library, even if you don't plan to share it to the public. I mean, I share mine publicly, but you don't have to if you're not comfortable with it. It's just to have that portfolio to send to these job interviews because they can see that you're serious about it just because you've put in the time for these videos. Anyways, I sent her my YouTube and she was basically like, yeah, you look like you would be a great fit here, but you're asking in July and you're wanting to come in November and we don't plan that far ahead. So she literally told me like message me like 2 months in advance. So I messaged her again in September and I was like, hey, I'm still really interested. Can I come teach yoga for you? And she was like, yeah, actually we need a yoga teacher starting November 2nd. Would that work for you? And I was like, dude, I literally asked to come in November. Yeah, that would work for me. So then she just sent me the work exchange responsibilities and requirements and asked if I had any questions. I was like, no. And she was like, cool, let me know when you have a flight. I was like, wait, really? That's all I had to do? So I just booked my flight and sent her the information. And if you want to know about that travel experience, I'll link the vlog in the cards here. But yeah, it was literally that simple. And I'm curious to see what it's like moving forward. Like, this is my first position like this, so I'm curious to see how I'll obtain the next position. But for now, I'm happy here. I've been here 2.5 weeks. It's an adjustment. It's quite a different lifestyle, but I think after doing it a while, I'll I'll settle, you know? But I'm here through February sometime, so I got time to settle, for sure. If you want to see more vlogs from this island in Panama, be sure to subscribe down below. I already have a few out, and I'll be putting out more very soon. Also, if you want to see yoga classes from in the jungle and on the beach here, be sure to subscribe or head over to my website where I post full-length classes every single week. So, yeah, there's lots of ways to connect with me. I would also love to see you over on Instagram. I post reels and pretty sunsets and yoga poses, so, you know, all things basic. Anyways, if you're still here, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again in my next video. Bye, guys.